Southern and Middle Belt leaders back Obasanjo, go on new constitution. The recent call by a former President Chief Olusegun Obasanjo and ex-head of state General Yakubu Gowon for the federal government to set necessary machinery in motion to establish a constituent assembly that will fashion out a new constitution for the country has received the support of Southern and Middle Belt leaders. The Southern and Middle Belt Leaders Forum, in a statement issued yesterday and entitled "Restructuring, Gowon Obasanjo Can't Be Wrong," emphasized that the warnings to federal government from the two oldest former Nigerian leaders that Nigeria must restructure to avoid a war situation is not lost on the forum as the country moves from one challenge to the other. The forum, consisting of leaders of four groups, namely Southwest, Southeast, and South-South, a Middle Belt, in a statement jointly signed by Mr. Yinka Odumakin, General C.R.U. Ikekiro, Senator Basi Henchel, and Dr. Isuwa Dogo, respectively, noted that Gowon was the first to warn in January that Nigeria must urgently deal with the business of restructuring to avoid another civil war. According to the leaders, Gowon was the man who led the country through its last civil war from 1967 to 1970 and proclaimed "no victor, no vanquish," which we observed more in the breach over the years. They further noted that the latest admonition is coming from Obasanjo, who fought vigorously in the war to keep Nigeria united, but is now warning us 50 years after the hostilities ended that we need to restructure now to save the country from anarchy and break up, even as he commits to fighting for the unity of Nigeria, but on the basis of equality of all citizens. The forum therefore applauded the positions of the two elder statesmen, saying, "We align with the patriotic interventions of the leaders and call on those in the saddle now to look beyond temporary gains of powers and heed the advice to set this country on the path of negotiation, inclusiveness, and a federal constitutional order, as a stitch in time saves nine," says ancient wisdom. The leaders further stressed that the core issue at the heart of restructuring calls is that we can live together in peace and harmony once we make justice and equity the cornerstones of our existence as a country, and not a union of the horse and the rider that is the order at the time in violation of federal spirit. Only those who do not wish the country well would not heed the statesman's like call not to allow the stonewalling of the restructuring call to lead to a situation where frustrations could push nationalities in the country to embrace self-determination instead of truthful give and take that the demand of federalism seeks. The forum warned that the agitation for restructuring cannot be ignored or wished away by any government at this particular time in the nation's history. They said it is sheer wishful thinking for anybody to assume that the displeasure that various nationalities are feeling over the many attendance inequality of unitary Nigeria can disappear with strong arm tactics and bullying those at receiving hands with terror gang on rampage around the country. A cursory look at events around the world in recent years have shown clearly that the force of arms cannot succeed in keeping together any diverse people brought together by historical circumstance but refuse to constitute themselves with respect, justice, and understanding. Wow, that's a good one, that the Southeast, the Southwest, the South-South, they are, and even the Middle Belt, they are really in support of what Obasanjo said. In the first instance, I am not saying that Obasanjo is wrong. Obasanjo is definitely right. He's actually saying the truth that It is high time that Nigeria needs restructuring. And it is so obvious that Nigeria needs restructuring. But the thing is this, and I will keep on saying it, during that same time for Obasanjo, during his own time, what has he done? What has he done during his own time? What tangible thing has he done? All these past presidents of Nigeria, they are the major problem in our country right now. They are the major thing that is going on right now. And now the Nigerian system are spoiled already. Because even them that were there before, what has they done? That is the issue. That's the problem that we're having right now. And now look at it, the southern and the middle belt are coming out and saying that, oh, we are tired of all those things that are going on in Nigeria. And they are really in support of former President Olusegun Obasanjo and go on. The thing is this, it is really unfortunate that our leaders always open the true page of Nigeria. It is just so unfortunate. Whenever they had selfishly enriched themselves with our money and get out of power. Let's call a spade a spade. The only thing that all these our leaders know is just for them to spend money anyhow. They only care for their families and for themselves alone. They don't care about anything that is going on in the system, in the Nigerian system right now. That is the problem. That is the problem. And the thing is that how can they convince Buhari, who is now in power, to be an angel? How can they? The thing is this. We're praying that one day Nigeria will be liberated from all these selfish leaders. Because we have selfish leaders all around. We have selfish leaders all around, trust me. All the past leaders, what did they do? Not only Obasanjo alone. Yar'Adua, Goodluck Jonathan, what did they offer Nigeria? What did Baba himself do to review the pseudo-people's constitution that are foisted on us by the military oligarchy? What did they do? The only thing is that Baba was always quick to tell agitators that nothing could be done outside the National Assembly. And Baba in power always know the truth to pander to the reason. He was thrown up by that very interest. But outside power, Baba will always be sounding like that. I said that, what has it done? Because I don't think all the so-called Obasanjo and Gowon, they are a serious set of people. Because they are the real source of problem for Nigeria. They are the cause of everything that is going on in the system right now. They are the thing. I am not saying that Obasanjo is wrong. Whatever he says right now about restructuring is actually saying the truth. But the issue is that they are the foundation of everything that happens to Nigeria right now. May God help us. May God help us. Trust me. Because why not restructure when in office as president? Why can't he restructure everything? Why can't he do that? It is true that we need another constituent assembly. A very urgent one for that matter. We need another one entirely. Due to all this thing that is happening in Nigeria right now, we all need restructuring. And even President Muhammadu Buhari too, he knows that already. And I believe this Nigerian system, they should not waste much time. They should get started. They should not waste time. Nigerians, they waste a lot of money on the so-called assembly people. both at the state level and even at the national level. They waste things a lot. I'm telling you. Because I feel that the set of people that wrote the present constitution, they are selfish set of people. They are selfish and corrupt set of people. Because how do we explain the situations of each National Assembly members buying a big car, buying millions of cars, 37 millions and so on, nairas, on borrowed monies to finance national budget? How do we explain that? And we are praying that our government should be better and better. How is it possible for our government to be better? Looking at all the things that this set of people are doing all around. Their own basic job is enormous. More than that of people facing the gun every blessed minute. Their own thing is just for themselves. They don't care about this common men. They don't care about the young women and men in Nigeria suffering. Indiscipline everywhere in Nigeria. Because to me, my own take is that President Muhammadu Buhari should set the ball rolling for new constituent assembly. That is just me. I might be wrong. I might be wrong about it. But that is the way I feel about it. So guys, what do you think? What is your own take? Your comment is highly appreciated. Kindly drop your comments at the comment section. For those who subscribe, I want to say a very big thank you to you. I will say God bless you for subscribing. Thank you so much.